All right, everybody, welcome to Snack Size DFS Live. I'm Dan Bespris, just here to introduce the show. I will be gone momentarily, so fear not. You'll have Brenton in about 90 seconds. The upcoming show, Snack Size DFS, is our relatively new foray into DFS here at Old Man Squad Fantasy Basketball. Brenton is amazing. He's going to tell you all about himself and how to handicap the card. I'm here just to welcome you to the network, remind you all to hit that like button, subscribe to Old Man Squad Fantasy Sports. You get all the updates as we bring them out. And to remind you that BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. They've got the earliest odds and in-game live betting, plus the ability to watch the games as they happen. You can bet on everything from football to the NBA and college basketball, NHL, UFC, you name it. So head to BetOnline today and do not forget to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. Let's get Brenton going. Enough from me. I'm annoying. I don't know DFS, but you know who does? This guy.
Thanks, Dan. Welcome in, everybody, to Snack Size DFS. I'm your host, Brenton Eckersley. This is your condensed version of the DFS DraftKings slate for December 27th. It's a Friday. It's actually Saturday over here, and it's nice and early in the morning, so I thought I'd get up and break down this slate. It's a little bit later than I usually do it, but hopefully this can help you guys out. As usual, a nice short 10 to 15 minute breakdown of the DFS card for today, Friday, December the 27th. Let's get into it. Game notes, first of all. A couple of fast games to look at here. We've got Memphis at the Pelicans. Anytime anyone is playing the Pelicans at the moment, you can expect fantasy points boosts basically across the board. And I love the Cleveland and Denver matchup. 237-point game total, 2-point spread there. I think it's actually back to 1 since I recorded this. So love that little matchup there as well. The slow games for the day, we've got New York at Orlando, San Antonio at Brooklyn, Minnesota at Houston, although that one should stay close as well, and Golden State at the Clippers. We have a couple of key names for Golden State out or probably out to look at there as well. The attack and stacks for today, these are the games that you can really have a close look at, and an excellent stack for today is the Memphis Grizzlies. As I said, anyone playing the Pelicans at the moment is just beating them up hard. We have to watch blowouts. I think yesterday was out to 30 points against the Pelicans. I think it came back to about 20, but still we had major key players in that game sitting in the last quarter, so be aware of that. And just some positional attacks that I also like to look at and probably haven't mentioned before. The Denver Nuggets, you can attack shooting guard positions there, so Cleveland shooting guard there is not a bad option. Brooklyn at small forward, you can attack with San Antonio players. And again, Memphis, that is correct. The Memphis center position has been giving up a fair bit of points as well. So you could look at Eve Missy for the Pelicans. Let's jump into this. We've got, I think it's 8 games to look at. So New York and Orlando. At Orlando, this is a slow one, so I'm not too interested in many players here. Cat at 9,600 and Brunson at 8,100. Either of those guys are going to give you a pretty good floor. It is a slow matchup, so I'm just a little bit off of these guys, but they are decent cash play prices. We all know what both of those players can do. The rest of the Knicks I have little interest in today. For the Magic, Tristan da Silva's been on a little roll. That's probably more of a tournament price play, at 4,500. Not a bad option. And Trevelyan Queen has been getting that start for the Magic. 4,300 hasn't quite hit expectations, but if he can get up to that 30 DK point area, then 4,300 is money well spent. Indiana at Boston. I like a lot of the Indiana guys here. I was just tracing back through the last time these guys played each other not that long ago, and there were some really nice high point scoring guys, including Halliburton at 8,100. Siakam at 7,500. Both had big days against Boston last time. Miles Turner is more of a cash play, but I do like the 6,300 price. You can see his last few games there, hovering in the mid to high 30s and a ceiling of 45. Andrew Nemhard's actually been ruled out since I created this little slideshow, so we can cross him off the list. And also Jarris Walker at 3,200, and this is because Obi Toppin is already ruled out. So he had 20 DK points yesterday. He's a bit of a lower ceiling kind of guy, not a bad option for your cash plays. On the Boston side of the ball, as I mentioned, we had some big scores going back the other way in the last time these guys met as well. So Tatum at 9,900, he had 62 DK points versus the Pacers last time. Jaylen Brown went for 47, so $7,900 is a decent price as well. Porzingis is listed questionable, so Luke Cornett will come into play at $4,000 as a tournament play, probably a cash play as well, if Porzingis is out and only if Porzingis is out. Santonio at Brooklyn, this is a slower game, but there are some guys here that I do not mind for San Antonio. That Chris Paul one shouldn't be there. I should have deleted that one, so please ignore that. Apologies. I was in a little bit of a scramble to get you guys something out this morning over here my time before the game started. So Chris Paul, just ignore that one. Jeremy Sohan, though, at 6,200. That's a low price for Sohan. Good cash play. And as I mentioned before, you can attack small forward when playing the Brooklyn Nets. So Devin Vassell at 5,200. He's had good minutes in the last two. I think off the top of my head it was 28 and 32 minutes. And some poor shooting that kept his his scoring low, so I don't mind Devin Vassell in this one. And the other one at small forward is Julian Champagny at 4,500. He's more of a tournament play. On the Brooklyn Nets side of the ball, not too much going on here for me. We do have Dorian Finney-Smith questionable. Cam Johnson is also questionable. We know that Ben Simmons and Zaire Williams are out. So the two guys here that I like the most are Noah Clowney at 4,700. He's been getting some big minutes for the Nets lately, which is awesome to see. I was hoping for this at the start of the season. It hasn't kind of come around until the last 2 or 3 games, but 4,700 is an excellent price for Clowney right now. If Cam Johnson sits, this is a smash play. Keon Johnson, 4,700. Simmons is out. Not sure how many guys they have to handle the ball there. Shake Milton hasn't really lived up to what we thought he might with some of these other guys out, so I don't mind Keon Johnson at 4,700 here. Minnesota and Houston, another slow game, but this is one that could stay close, so there are some decent high-price guys here. Julius Randle at 7,100 is just too cheap. We know that he has 45 to 50 DK upside, and Ant Edwards at 8,500 again. If this game stays close, this is too cheap for Ant Edwards. So if you think it will stay close, I think it will. He is a good play, and he also had 52 versus Houston last time out. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is questionable for the Timberwolves, so if he doesn't play, Dante DiVincenzo at 4K is a nice dart throw. On the Houston side of the ball, Alpi Şengün, look, this guy's always in play for me, price dependent of course, but 8,700, he's a decent tournament play. He did have 66 DK points versus the Wolves last time. Fred VanVleet is on a nice shooting roll at the moment, destroyed the Pelicans yesterday. 6,800, tournament play, but he did have 57 DK points versus Minnesota last time. Amen Thompson, 6,400, this is just an easy slot in at the moment. No Dylan Brooks, he's starting. This is just such a simple play. DK pricing hasn't caught up yet, so 6,400 for Thompson is just fine. And the guy off the bench getting a lot of minutes with Brooks out is Cam Whitmore, 4,200. He did well against the Pelicans yesterday as well. No Brooks, 32 and 35 in his last two. The only thing to watch here is that Tari Eason is now listed questionable. If Eason suits up, that will limit Whitmore quite badly. Okay, Memphis versus my Pelicans. Look, the way I'm viewing the Pelicans games at the moment is pretty much anyone on the other team who gets decent minutes has upside. And so you can see straight down the list there, Ja Morant at 86, Triple J at 7,100. That's way too cheap versus the Pelicans. Desmond Bane is finally hitting his straps. 6,800 is too cheap. Zach Edey at 5K. He's coming off 50 DK points yesterday, I think, and he's playing the Pelicans. So, yeah, all of these guys are definitely in play. Jake LaRavia also 4,100. Look, there's no Smart. We also know that Santiago Dama's now out, so there are minutes to go around, and I like LaRavia here as an upside play versus the hapless New Orleans Pelicans. On the Pelicans side of the court, Trey Murphy, 6,900, solid floor, decent upside. And we also know that Hawkins is now questionable. So, look, I don't expect the Pelicans to keep this close. They're not keeping anything close lately. We should see some extra minutes here for Brandon Boston Jr., which also happened yesterday. 4,200, I don't mind that as a tournament play. Cleveland at Denver. I like this matchup. Should stay close. A decently fast game. I think it was slated around 226 game total, which isn't too bad. Donovan Mitchell, 8,400. Now, the average or the person that doesn't delve into the prices and points and what actually happened in the last few games will think Donovan Mitchell hasn't been performing at DK points level, but you have to look at the last few games being major blowouts, like 20, 30-point blowouts. I expect this one to stay much closer, so 8,400 for Donovan Mitchell is an excellent play. Evan Mobley at 7,600. Again, this should be a close game. He had 44 DK points versus Denver last time. Too cheap. Play him, no problems at all. And also Darius Garland at 7K. That's a great price for Garlo. I really like, how's that, Garlo? There's some Aussie slang for you. It's just so easy for us to drop into that. Adding an O onto anybody's name and calling them Garlo. So Darius Garland, sorry, little sidebar there. 7K, that's a great price. He's coming off 41 and 42 as well. Should stay close. Fairly fast game. 3 guys you can look at on the Cleveland side of the court. As far as Denver goes, Nikola Jokic is just a little high for me here, 11-8. You can always play Jokic, no problems. He's just a little bit high versus the excellent Cleveland big guys. Jamal Murray, though, at 7,400. Love that price for him. He had a down game last time, but if you look at his scores before that, as you can see, 43 for 51 and 49. 7,400 is too cheap for Jamal Murray. We know that Aaron Gordon is out already, so Peyton Watson is his usual replacement. I don't mind that as a cash play, but if you want to look at a tournament play, Gordon's out. There has to be minutes going elsewhere. Julian Strawther at 3,700 is your guy in tournaments. Dallas at Phoenix. We know that Luka is going to be out for some time, unfortunately, with that calf strain. At least a month, the Mavericks are saying. So our 2 guys, and you can toss up between these 2 guys. It is Spencer Dinwiddie at 4,900 and Quentin Grimes at 5K. Look, you can probably play both of these guys. No problems with the pricing that you have there. At some point, this is going to settle. I expect Dinwiddie to get more starts than Grimes, but there's no guarantee that Dinwiddie outperforms him in terms of minutes. So either of these guys are in play. The upside guys, Dinwiddie, no doubt about it. If you like that safe floor more, you can look at Quentin Grimes. On the usage side of things with with Luka out, we know that Kyrie Irving has to do a whole lot here for Dallas now, and 8,300 with no Luka is just way too cheap for Kyrie Irving, and this is a matchup that should stay close as well. At the center position, Derek Lively is questionable, so if he can't play, Daniel Gafford is your guy at 4,200. For Phoenix, Kevin Durant, 9,300. We know that we can play Durant and Beal when Booker is out. This should stay close. Booker is out, and if you look at Durant's last 4 games, 9,300 is an absolute floor kind of price. He has 60-point, 70-point upside. Any given day, I love Kevin Durant here. Bradley Beal at 7,400 has been a bit of a yo-yo, tournament play only here, but as long as Booker stays out, any night Bradley Beal has the chance to go off. Sneaky little low price play here is Monte Morris. If you check his last couple of scores, he is up around the 20 DK points with some extra minutes. 3,300, it's only that I need to lob in somebody here at a very low price to get to some higher price guys. Monte Morris is a cash play there. For Golden State, we know that Steph is out already. Draymond Green is listed doubtful. So all of these guys down the Golden State side of things are basically usage and injury replacements for those two. Dennis Schroeder at 5,300. This is just a chalk play with Curry out. Easy play. Everyone's going to have him, but I don't think you can miss out on this one. Jonathan Kuminga is the other chalk play with Draymond doubtful. I don't expect Draymond to play. If he comes up doubtful, he's probably going to be out. So 5,500 for Kuminga is an excellent chalk play as well. The other one with Draymond out is Trace Jackson-Davis. He's been doing well already. 4,300 would have been too cheap for him even if Draymond was playing. Now that Green is doubtful, probably out, then 4,300 for Trace Jackson-Davis is an easy play also. The Curry replacements, Buddy Hield, Brandon Pajemski, who knows? It could be either of these guys. It could be both of these guys. They are tournament plays. I wouldn't play them both in the same lineup. They're nicely priced with Curry out, but who knows which one it's going to be. Steve Kerr has been definitely mixing things up this season, and there are two little dart throws down the bottom there. Lindy Waters hasn't played in a number of games recently, all DNP CDs, but Curry is out. They don't really have a true point guard other than Lindy Waters. So 3K for him is an absolute dart throw, and the other one is Kyle Anderson with Draymond out. On the Clippers side of the ball, Harden, I don't mind here. I have left him off, though, because we just can't fit everybody in. So my favourite play on the Clippers side of the ball here is Ivica Zubac at 7,600. Just way too cheap for the numbers that he's putting up. We also know that Draymond's probably not going to play, so the defense on the Warriors side of the ball just got a whole lot easier for Zubac. Norm Powell continues to just roll along this season at 7,300. He's too cheap. Don't mind him as a cash play, but there is upside there. And KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr., remains in play after some nice scoring at... Oh, I don't have Kevin Porter's price there. Look, I must have him up there at a decent price. I can't remember what it is, to be honest. 4,000 something is what I'm thinking. He does remain in play with that 30-point DK upside. My favourite plays for the day, Halliburton versus Boston, Noah Clowney versus San Antonio. Sorry, that should be... Yep, no, that is versus San Antonio. Anyone in a Memphis uniform, literally, that is a great place to start as a stack here. Jamal Murray versus Cleveland was too cheap. We've got Dinwiddie and Grimes with Luka out. We've got Schroeder and Kuminga with Curry and Green out. And I do love that Zubac play versus Golden State. That is it for me today. I hope you have good luck in your lineups tonight. Please like, please subscribe, please share the videos. I appreciate you guys listening. If you want to ask me questions, please do so in the comments below. If you have any questions that you want to fire at me on social media, you can fire them at Terrain72 on Twitter /X or at terrain72.bsky.social on Blue Sky. That's it for us today. As always, nice and quick. Let's get it wrapped up quickly. Get you guys a nice base for your DS plays. Dan, back to you.
What can I say? Brenton's the man. Brenton's the man. You guys got like 40 minutes left to get this lineup set together. Squeeze it in there, last minute. That's how we roll. Old Man Squad, Fantasy Basketball. That's where we're at. Thank you to Brenton at Terrain72. I'm Dan Bespris, the host of Old Man Squad Fantasy Basketball, our full season show, which had 2 episodes drop earlier today. We got DFS. We got full season. We got baseball stuff waiting in the wings. It's all coming together, baby. Make sure to subscribe so you can get access to all of that good stuff. This show did not, by the way, go on traditional pod channels because of how close it is to tip. So that's another reason why you got to make sure you're subscribed at all the different places to get all the different stuff here at Old Man Squad. Good luck in your lineups tonight. I'm Dan for Brenton. I'm out.